broadcast is not intended for children. There will be strong language and adult themes. And things are already going wrong.
Yeah, honey, you don't.
There seems to be a serious lag between
yeah,
StreamYards and YouTube connecting here.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
We're live on YouTube.
Here we go.
Now.
Here we go. Now we're there. It just showed up on the YouTube.
Yeah, well, look, I was wondering because I hit the go live button and then it wasn't doing anything for about 4 or 5 seconds.
YouTube. Oops. Yeah, let me turn the water off for the coffee. I'll be right back. Oh my.
Okay.
YouTube.
But we're there, and on the side I see Lone Wanderer and Native Atheist, and I see buffering again already. Sorry, folks. I guess that's just how it's going to be tonight. There's going to be lags.
YouTube has been a mess lately. I don't know if I got a strike or what, or someone's been flagging my channel, but there's been a lot going on YouTube. A lot.
Well, Perp, how's the weather up there?
There we go.
Because my sky is showing me things I don't like seeing in my sky.
Hey, no, we're having some rain here, but nothing serious. We are supposed to get some snow overnight, but they're saying like less than an inch. So I expect it's, going to come down as slush anyway because things are too warm still.
And I'm not kidding you. It was 90 degrees today in my town.
Fuck you.
It's like we live on different planets.
So you're hawking all the heat again.
It's the strangest thing. Like the plants are coming back. Honestly, my tree's confused. My grapes they should be dead by now. They should, not dead. They should have gone to sleep, and they're growing again.
And we have Brainbug and Mac joining us.
How's it going?
Woo!
Foo. Where do we go?
Around here it's a little strange. We seem to have more leaves on the ground than we have trees.
Yeah, always.
And now it's fucking started snowing. God damn,
I'm
Iowa.
Up okay, so over the next few days, we're going to be alternating between mostly sunny and showers. Looks like it's in the 40s to the mid 60s. Shit.
Yeah, it's basically.
It's crazy.
I think that's what we're going to be getting here for the next couple of days. Is like it may start out as snow, but it's going to be too warm for it to last.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ours is melting as it hits the ground, but it's still. I don't like it.
Yeah, I guess around here the forecast was revised. It was originally rain and snow mixed for the weekend, but that appears to not be there anymore.
Well, they were calling our snow all along, but I wasn't buying that it was really going to be snow or that we'd get any ground cover.
Snow? Mm-hmm. What's that foreign thing that you speak of?
That's stuff that I don't like anymore.
I'm very sorry, but whenever somebody who lives in an area that doesn't get snow says, I love snow, I just want to slap the piss out of them.
Yes.
So don't have to shovel the damn shit.
Funny story. I've lived up north, I always say like snow is beautiful until about the third or fourth day.
Yeah.
And then you're like, get the hell out of here. Yeah, I know I hate snow. I absolutely hate snow.
I like snow. I like it fine when it comes 2 or 3 inches at a time. When it dumps over a foot in one day, that's a bit much.
So when I used to go, when I used to go snowboarding, it was some of the most beautiful things on earth just to walk around the woods when it's snowing. Like that's beautiful, but I don't live there.
that is pretty cool. There are times in Iowa that are just like strangely windless. Very rare times, and you've got this nice flurry dropping straight down on you. And
Oh yeah,
it
that's
is
the
kinda
pretty
neat.
stuff that they put on Christmas
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
And like what Lone is saying, for as much as I praise this place, the heat will drive you crazy too. You know,
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
it
And
gets
that being said, we've got somebody new here.
Uh-oh.
I just encountered that being said on Granny
Oh.
had him on yesterday.
oh awesome.
Oh,
Awesome.
hi, new person.
How's it going?
And May just joined us.
So I'm not
Yay.
trying to paint it like it's all rainbows and blowjobs here, but it gets to be like 110 around here during the summer.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll
I
tell
would
you
fry.
I would actually take that over the bitter cold because, well, I've said it many times. I've had the honor of being in the bitter cold without heat,
Mhm.
and it's not fun at all.
Yep.
Yeah,
I've been there many times myself.
I know that too, that I can survive in triple digits a lot better than you can survive in below zero without heat.
Yeah.
You can hide from the heat, and if you go underground enough, it's cool.
Oh yeah, the thermal mass of the ground is incredible. Any time of the year, you dig a hole 3 feet in the ground. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
what part of the country you're in. Doesn't matter what the outside temperature is. You go 3 feet down, it's going to be about 50 degrees.
Yeah. Huh?
Oh yeah. And also in a place like Arizona, when I lived in Mesa, that was the land of malls. So even if you didn't have air conditioning, you can go sit at the mall for a couple hours and get free air conditioning.
Oh, there you
There's an
go.
entire town on a mesa. Whoa. That would be cool though if we had one that big.
You know, I had this stoner, total stoner thing today where I was like, all of us, we all kind of live on islands.
In a way, yeah, every continent is a gigantic island.
Well, like in Neil deGrasse Tyson says it all the time. If we had discovered this planet from space, we would call it water.
Yeah. Huh?
You know, but because
Yeah.
we're on the ground,
Yeah.
we call Earth Earth, you know.
Oh, Junie's here. Hi, honey.
Hey,
It was-
Junie.
Hi, Junie.
Hey, Junie.
Oh.
In a island that's in a mass stoner term where I was like, huh, you know.
Well, Wanderer, if you love winter, you should come up to Minnesota. You know, I mean, this is late to be into November and to not have had snow on the ground yet is unusual here.
It
Well,
is,
you get
yeah,
snow on
here
the ground
too.
in August, for Christ's sake.
Not August. July and August are the only 2 months of the year that we have never had snowfall.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
We've had it as late as January 6th, and we've had it as early as September 2nd.
You know,
I believe Iowa has had snow in July before. I don't recall ever seeing it myself. I think it happened decades before I was born.
We've only had 2 months without snow, and we've only had 2 months they've never recorded a tornado.
right
And
now,
I saw a tornado in a blizzard once. I was driving through Stewart, Minnesota when it came through. And yeah, you pull off to the road and pray. Doesn't matter if you're an atheist, you start praying.
Yep.
Oh,
Mage had to turn the air conditioning back on. Oh my.
Oh yeah, it was 90 today where I live, and that's the thing. This time of year, it's usually around 60 or 70 and windy, at least in Southern California. You know.
Yeah.
And it's
Junie,
windy
I
and
grew up in the Chicago suburbs, and yeah, when they talk about lake effect snow, Chicago, I think it's the worst of that. What blows it off at Lake Michigan.
Uh-huh.
Do you know, when I lived in Portland, I never got used to the fact that it would rain during the summer. Where I'm from, you know, when it's summer, you're wearing shorts and a shirt's optional all summer long because it's so hot.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That can be a mixed blessing here, rain in the summer, because yeah, it can cool you off, but then it hikes up the humidity, so the rest of the time it's just hotter.
I had it's a long story, but I knew someone who got caught on the border. This was about 15 years ago, and a friend of mine, we went to go pick up this person, and it was humid in Texas in February. I mean, like gross humid. And being from Southern California, I'm just not used to that, And February, it's a colder month, even here.
I was going to say the humid Texas in February, that must have been clammy.
Oh, it was gross.
Uh-huh.
But again, like I'm from a place where it's dry all the time, so I'm used to desert weather. I get cold if it's under 70 degrees.
That reminds me, Will. Another stoner moment for you. All these droughts and stuff that happen in the world, and especially over there in your side of the United States. Consider this: how much water we got. We got 7.8 billion humans on the planet.
Yep.
How much water is walking around this earth right now?
Yeah, huh?
Oh yeah, we
how much worse are we making the droughts just by having this big a population?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Our inheritors are gonna find out. That's the crappy part of the story, is that everyone after us is gonna. We're like, I feel like I'm like right in that good part of the downfall of society.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I occasionally wonder. Of course, the atmospheric carbon dioxide is on the increase. There's no denying that. But I sometimes wonder how much is due to burning petroleum and coal, and how much is due to animals, humans and other animals exhaling. I have to wonder.
Well,
yeah, back when I was in high school,
the planet has. Sorry, Doc. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like in high school, when they're talking about how cow farts are affecting the atmosphere and the environment and stuff. Back in the day, even I would scoff at that idea, and that was kind of a Rush Limbaugh thing, when he was knocking the liberals and any early climate change talk from back then. But it's like now I full on believe it. Just the population of things, breathing and farting. We're just pipelining the carbon into the air.
I don't want to like get too deep into it, but the thing about the population is, do we have the resources to feed and house everybody?
No.
That's my thing. That scares me about the population, because what happens is people start leaving where they're from and looking for other resources.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, now I know I'm going to get canceled here just for mentioning it, but in the movie Zeitgeist, maybe one of the few true things they said was that the Earth could actually sustain like 8 to 10 billion people. But the problem is we throw away half of everything we produce.
Yes.
Half the food we make, we throw it away. If we need to be way more efficient, we can't actually. I have to correct myself. Part of that I got from Thoughty too.
Oh, okay.
So so like he was the one who said that how we're throwing away half our food, and that's why we can't sustain the population. If we were more efficient with our food, we could sustain it as much as 10 billion, but we don't need 10 billion people. That's not a justification. Stop.
It is definitely true. In the U.S., the average person in the U.S. wastes more food than they eat.
The thing is, we throw away food, and I know that's in the first world. How about the third world? Is that the same thing there, or I'm tending to doubt it? But maybe I'm wrong.
One of the great things science fiction got wrong. I'm not sure what year Rendezvous with Ramo was written, but Arthur C. Clarke had a line in there about the Earth struggling to keep its population below 1 billion.
Oh wow!
Oh my word! Yeah.
Up until 1939, the Earth's population was 2 billion. So from 1939 on is the jump that we have now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I always say it's because of penicillin. But penicillin
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Was before, but it's true. Like the population, and look up the population before penicillin. You know.
Okay, to be fair, whenever they talk about the human life expectancy doubling and all that, everybody gives all the credit to the doctors and the medical research. But for the general population, a much bigger part of that is the sewer engineers. The idea that we're not walking in streets covered in our own filth has as much to do with not spreading disease as anything else.
Oh, absolutely. Because I've actually been to places where people are living in their own filth and the river is polluted. And you know, it's funny, 20 years ago, people that lived in towns like that wore masks. So there you go, right wingers.
Although that is why I have a strong immune system, because when I grew up, we swam in the Winnebago River, and there's farm after farm, and with chemical runoff, and town after town that uses it to deposit their sewage. So
you were
my immune system is tempered in raw shit. We went and swam in raw sewage, to cool off.
You were practicing, yes, you were practicing Darwinism, that half of the kids died and you're of the half that managed to survive.
Yeah, pretty much.
How's it going,
Okay,
Jenny?
I'm looking
Jenny.
at charts here. Oh,
good
hi.
evening. Hello, everyone.
How do you feel?
I'm sorry, I was sleeping.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm feeling much better, but still very, very sleepy all the time.
Okay, well,
Which
your body's going to
supposed
need some time to repair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they said that's going to last a couple of weeks. So
wait a minute. Are you broken as well, or what's going on here?
am I
You
broken?
didn't know Jenny
No.
had the COVID?
Oh, okay. I missed that. I'm sorry.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
Jenny,
no,
why
I
don't
was-
you
I
give
was-
her a brief rundown of what you've been through?
I just had COVID. It was nasty as fuck, and even after, well, they gave me that antibody thing infusion that they do, and it made a huge difference. But still, there's you're still sick. It just gives you a head start. And for about a week or 10 days there, I'm just dead to the wind, and now I'm feeling better. But
Well, I'm glad to hear you're on the
sleepy as
mend.
fuck. Yeah, I guess this is what they mean by mild case.
Jeez.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's relative.
Because I already had the vaccine, so
Yeah. Unfortunately, it is because, at least you didn't wind up in the hospital on a ventilator.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I probably should have been taking that Green Bay Packer juice. It's
Oh, jeez.
I was expecting Stool in here, but I left him alone in a room with Scientist Mel, and I'm not sure which one of them I'm supposed to be worried about now.
Oh, no. I was on stream with Stool earlier today. I was on Linda's stream, the TMI show.
Yep.
Yeah, and he was definitely Stool. I don't know that
Well,
there's any other way to describe him.
Well,
Mel will be the safer one because she's young enough to run faster.
Yeah. Right.
It's one of the things I like about Stool is he is consistent. And I would much rather have somebody who tells me to my face that they hate me than someone who talks all polite and stabs me in the back.
I say that
There you
all
go.
the
There
time
you go.
about racist people, and they're like, that guy's racist. And I'm like, good for him. At least I now know who to avoid. At least that person is letting me know, like, hey, thank you. Thank you for letting me know you're an idiot.
Yeah, I like people when I know what to expect from them.
Exactly. Even homophobes, because they come in all shapes, colors, and sizes. I'm like, okay, cool. Good for you. I'll just avoid you now.
Stool is in the side chat.
Oh, there goes the neighborhood.
Well, Stool, why don't you get in here then?
As a rule, if you have to say I'm not weird, that means that you are.
Well,
And
if you're not weird, I'm going to
what are
boot you
doing
out of here.
What happens if I have to keep saying I am weird?
You know, that's the one thing I miss about Portland is that they celebrated being eccentric. That's the one thing still to this day, only place I've ever been where I met a llama with a Facebook page.
All right.
Portland, Oregon.
Why the hell am I not living there then?
This was 20 years ago. Don't go. This is me romanticizing the past because Portland has changed.
Oh, shitty.
I've heard stories.
I've got a good friend who lives out there.
Me too. But like,
yeah, you let in too many of the eccentric and you turn into weird. And that's a whole different lifestyle.
But that's why they have the saying, keep Portland weird. I was on a hockey team, and my going away present, they gave me a sweatshirt, and on the back it says keep William weird. I gotta find that thing. It's in my closet somewhere.
I didn't know that was like a motto for Portland.
Oh yeah, it's been like that for a while, and I'm gonna say it flat out. The city of Austin was second. So there. I said it live on YouTube. Portland, Oregon was first.
All right. Mage says the human body is about 60% water. The average global weight is 136 pounds. So that's an average of about 10.2 gallons of water per person for 79,000 million gallons of water walking around. Okay, then.
I wanted to say this really quick. I had family that live in Sinaloa, Mexico, and they waste nothing. They compost everything. They if they cook a chicken, they don't waste any of it. Animals, all of it. So it just you can live like that. It's kind of second world conditions, but there are
they drink their own pee.
They have plumbing. They just live out in the middle of nowhere.
Who do that.
They just live out in the middle of nowhere.
Actually, I aspired to that when I was younger. I spent
Drinking your own pee?
No, I spent a good part of 20 years designing self-sufficient homesteads. Unfortunately, I never had the money to buy the land, so I was never able to put it into practice.
No. I'm more and more leaning towards doing something like that. I just can't live in a red state. That's my thing.
Yeah, and the darn thing is, I think about where I live and et cetera, et cetera. I wouldn't mind living somewhere warmer, but the warmer you get, the redder you get on average.
Well, I live in the bluest place on earth, but it's unreal expensive. People pay $3,600 to live in a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, it's a little beyond my means.
10 times my rent.
It's insane, and that's it depending on what side of town. But the closer, it's the weirdest thing. Rent has just skyrocketed here in LA County. So it sucks if you live. It's either you're in a red state or the rent's so high no one can. I honestly do not know how people can afford to live here.
Excuse me. Well, I don't know. I guess by and large, most of them can't.
So sorry. Go ahead.
I have to wonder how many apartments do you have with maybe 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom apartments with 9 people in them? I wonder how often you get that.
It's not rare at all. Or like the old duplexes in LA in downtown. I found this out in LA County. You can legally have 8 people per room.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm really surprised that the city allows that.
In my neighborhood, there's a house that was bought by a rental company because rental companies are buying most houses now in the United States of America because they're the only people that have money like that.
Right.
At least around here, from what I've seen, as someone who's
that's happening all across the country.
And it's like honestly, I'm rare as a homeowner, but they moved in a family that had 23 people living there. And my neighbor, the person living next door to them was a cop, and He walks up to me one day and he's like, I've called the city. I've called because he cops are kind of powerless, they're just cops. But long story short, we learned in LA County you could have 7 to 8 people per room. So you could have an army living in your house.
Or at least a baseball team.
Man.
Yeah,
it would kill me. I don't think I could live in conditions like that. I mean, I need a little bit of space to walk around, really.
Oh,
it's cramped for me. It's cramped in here, and Purple knows what it's like in here.
Well, don't they temper those kind of numbers in law like that by saying that the people have to be blood relatives?
There's always some legality, and it also depends on what town you live in because different cities pass different ordinances. But yes, I think all of the above. I think it's outrageous, but also I'm anti homelessness, so I didn't rat or say anything when all those people lived there, because at least they had a roof over their head, and they were drama, but not with anybody else but each other.
That many people stuffed in a box, you're gonna have drama. And really cohabitation is pretty common where I live. Until I moved here, I lived just about my entire life with friends or family myself. But what I find really crazy and wrong is how landlords think they can charge more rent the more people that live there. It's like you're renting a space. What does it matter? How many people live there? It's I would say it's up to the people living there to work out how much each person pays and the bills in general. But other than that, why should you hike up the rent?
The property owner's explanation would probably be that more people means more damage to the building.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, I'm sure it would be.
That quite literally is the justification, and it used to be like that, Doc. But now laws are basically anti-poor people.
Yeah.
So the thing I'd like to see change, I've heard it said many times that there are homes everywhere that are empty, and I can see that. And the thing around here is there are many properties that are owned by let's say a property developer or a rental company or whatever, and they've been left empty and just falling apart because they are about to be condemned, and they got their money out of it. Like place I used to live, there was a property company that owned most of the neighborhood, and they Section 8'd everything out until it was essentially condemned.
Yeah.
And then we had to leave because they pulled the subsidy and everything else. And they're not worried because they got everything out of these properties. Mm-hmm. They don't care if they stand there empty and they don't pay the taxes and they get the property taken away because, they owe taxes on it because they don't want the property anyway. They're already flush. They got their profit.
Well, and there's a lot of land speculators that will buy up houses and just leave them empty because they're assuming that the land is going to increase in value enough that they can sell it off for somebody else to bulldoze the building and do something else with it.
Yeah. Or, so you guys are bringing up something that actually happened yesterday. They're trying to put in a maximum security prison near the ranch where I work and that my family owns and operates. And all the people in the canyon, everybody was like, no, we can't have this. And it's more because of zoning and stuff. But basically the county bought the property because it's been sitting there empty for a year or two. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, well, we'll just buy it and put a maximum security prison across the street from a residential area, which is like a half a mile away from a ranch that we really don't have fences because the people that live on the ranch have the right to leave at any moment because they're grown adults, even though they're mentally disabled, you still have rights, you know?
Well, there will be people who will be living in the prison for years at a time, so that's residential, right?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So
Although, people complain with, although there's a prison, prisoners and everything else. Where do you want the prisoners but inside a prison where they're not going to bother you?
Funny you would say that. I looked it up, and we have multiple abandoned prisons around here because in Southern California, we build more prisons than school. We have more people in prison than you would ever think of. Like, there are more federal prisons and county prisons in California than in all of Texas. And that should scare you.
Yeah, it does.
Well, yeah, we've got a state prison here. I go past it on the highway every time I go out of town. I'm not sure exactly what it's rated for, but yeah, it's got the big stone walls and the guard towers.
Oh yeah, there's the
Well, the reason for that is that the only law in Texas is the only law you can break in Texas is if you're a liberal.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. You're not lying. You are not lying. I see. That's the thing. I want to move, but someone like me, I can't go live somewhere crazy like that where people are going to hate me just for walking in the room.
No,
yeah. Sorry, I'm too old to be putting up with that.
Mage Grey Wolf there brought up a good point. If the prisoners get out of the prison, they're going to want to get as far away. I thought that was a pretty dumb concern too. Sometimes people get wiggy about prisons being near a residential area because they're like, what if they get out? And it's like, well, what do you think they're going to do if they get out? Hang around?
Well,
they're fucking gone,
I at the end of my town, there's a maximum security prison. Shocker, because it's Southern California. And it's out in the middle of the desert, and people break out from, not all the time, but at least once or twice a year. And what they do is they go in the residential area, they'll steal a car, and then they take off in the hills. And then they go out.
Well, they should just leave cars around for them then.
Man, they should get trophies. The topography around here is scary. Like, if you make it through those hills, but that's why they put a prison out there, A lot of people from California are moving to Texas. I hope they make Texas blue, because we show up and vote. Californians vote. I vote in every election.
Yeah, that would so screw up the whole Republican strategy if Texas flipped.
And again, I say this all the time. The population of where I live, there's more people in California than all of Canada, and Australia has 4 million more people. Like, all of Australia has 4 million more people than California. So there's a lot of people that live in California. But long story short, I don't want to. I wanted to buy that property and just put a giant Olympic-sized pool there. That's why I'm mad.
All right.
Just Olympic size?
Well,
why go so small? Why don't you have a whale tank?
It was a camp for kids, kids that, it was a kiddie prison. And so that's why the county's like, oh, let's just make it a real prison.
There's probably a lot to that then, because the area's probably already zoned for that kind of thing.
And it has a giant fence. It has a giant fence around the entire property already.
Oh, my.
What's your zoning? Are you like residential, commercial?
Well, see, the thing is, I'm half a mile past what's considered farmland, so we have different zoning than where they're gonna put this thing. But they had a kiddie prison there forever across from residential areas, but those kids were not considered escape risks, and they were considered like low risk, even though they were habitual offenders.
Okay.
Oh, you know, and there is an exodus of people moving from California, but unfortunately, it's a lot of the MAGA people who are moving away from California, really, because we have laws that protect people here.
Keep them out of Iowa.
I
We
want
got
to
enough.
Good luck.
You're all in Iowa. Christ, you know who your senators are?
I don't recall who my senator is now.
So, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not against them putting the prison there or anything. It's just, I don't know. It just caused a lot of drama. And one of the reasons my mom asked me to go was because last time they tried this, the county brought a bunch of ex-prisoners there, and they were kind of intimidating all the old ladies and all the landowners. So I went with my mom to look people in the eye.
Geez, now your comment about, your senators are, I didn't know this until I looked it up. Goddamn Chuck Grassley is from Iowa.
Okay, yeah. Now I remember. I did know, I just couldn't remember.
Well,
and then Joni Ernst
correctly.
is the other is the other fascist.
Yeah.
I know my senators because everybody hates mine.
And
I'm afraid that Minnesota did release Michelle Bachmann on the country, but on the other hand, we also elected Al Franken. So
yeah,
and then chased him out. That's the
Yeah,
damn
exactly.
thing.
yeah. He got such a bad
that
rap.
was so stupid that he got removed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was
And
shit.
one I have to credit, Mark Dayton, while he is a Republican and connected to the whole Dayton Hudson department store chain, which includes Target.
Oh, okay.
That even though he's connected to all that, he's actually supported a lot of things that have helped middle-income people.
I'm amazed. I am.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry,
they'll surprise you from time to time because, like, I really think of our governor, Kim Reynolds, as a thoroughly a conservative Republican tool, but she did do an executive order sometime before the pandemic here. That made it so that convicted felons, once they have served all of their time, paid all their fines, did all their dues, they would get their right to vote back.
Okay.
And she said the best she can do right now is do it as an executive order. And in the meantime, she's working with legislators to get it permanent. So that I thought was uncharacteristically progressive.
Yeah,
especially for a Republican. And then of course, after Trump lost and all the Republicans said, "Hey, we're going to start passing laws to make it harder for people to vote." She went right along with that. No problem.
I can't think about politics for very long without wondering how things would have been different if Paul Wellstone hadn't died. Because one of the things that he did was they were trying to pass a universal health care. This was like 2005 or something around there.
Oh, wow.
And, well, of course, they did as they always do, and they kept watering it down to include extra co-payments and cover less and less and not covering existing conditions, to the point that, the whole thing was really a piece of shit. And Paul Wellstone attached a rider that said all members of Congress will be covered under this healthcare plan. It disappeared overnight, never to be mentioned again.
American hero.
Huh.
An American hero.
Yeah, but he knew how to play the game in Washington. He knew how to get rid of bad legislation.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah,
it's just so sad that it's impossible to just write a good bill and pass it, because everybody's got to get their pound of flesh, and everybody's got to get their grubby shit in, and it sucks. Politics sucks.
everybody. I get to quote my favorite person. To quote the Tiger King, everybody has a price. Everybody has a price, and it's sad.
I don't. I am not for sale.
I have like 15 things to say, but I'm not gonna say it because someone might misconstrue it and send me a weird message.
Yeah, sure. Take it to the perverse.
No,
I don't know why you'd want to buy that anyway. But
but everybody has a price.
I'm telling you, dude. I will never fucking sell out.
Because that would require someone be interested in buying.
I'm this. I have principles too. I have strange principles. There are a lot of things that I actually won't do. So I agree.
Everybody has a price, and you can get Trump supporters at the Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
I think it's true that everybody does have a price ultimately. Even those of us who consider ourselves highly ethical and very liberal and all that other good stuff, that we too would sell out if the right price came along. And the price isn't just the dollar amount; it's a conditions amount too.
Yeah.
How you get the
I was about to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's how many things can you justify to get something you want,
or to be taken. I've seen people who were for what I would call the cause. They get out of their situation and they are no longer for the cause. Like Ice Cube is a Trumper. Yet he made this song about he made a song about Black Lives Matter. He made a boatload of money while he was voting against his own interests. But
unfortunately, with celebrities, you see that so often that they seem like good people, and then they get above a certain level of fame, and then they're like, yeah, fuck everybody else.
Oh yeah, and he has like what I call Tiger Woods money. When you have over $100 million, so he could care less. He could honestly care less. But that's one thing I will never sell out on is certain causes, no matter how much money. I have.
When you get to the level of owning 3 homes, is usually where they go.
I know someone who owns one and then goes on YouTube and brags about it. It's this guy named Kwame Brown, but he played for he played in the NBA. Of course, you're gonna have a nice house if you save your money.
Yeah, if you don't hammer time your money.
I actually know people that made millions of dollars and spent it within a year or two.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw Junie say that. I know what my net worth is, and it's negative.
Mine is too.
Well, it is something I've been proud of. I've always been broke, but I've never really been in debt. I went most of my life without even having credit cards, just making sure that I never bought anything before I had the money in my hand.
Oh, credit cards are the worst.
Everybody, you're misunderstanding finance here. Everybody's talking about, I have nothing. No. They beat you on that game a long time ago. They made you worth something when they decided in accounting that what you owed is just much as part of your worth as what you own. So all of us are actually rather wealthy. It's just not in the black column.
Hey, I'm out of the red.
I've got about $35,000 in student loan hanging over me for the last 25 years now.
Well, see, that's how much you're worth.
Well, I mean, that's only a part of my negative net worth. I think
because
I put about $50,000
worth is not calculated in terms of what is beneficial for you. It's what's beneficial for everybody else around you.
I was about to say, you'd be surprised. I'm worth as much as the tractor, all those crappy cars that are up at the shop.
Yeah. Well, and I get what Jenny's saying, that your debt has worth to some people. Because there are some people who will just, buy up debt just to see how much of it they can collect and make money off of.
Oh, look, NANA is here. Hi, dear.
So many people stopped paying parking tickets that they do that here, where like people literally stopped paying parking tickets, so they just put you in collections instantly if you don't pay your parking ticket.
Okay, then.
But I hope they suspend their license at least.
Oh, they do. They do.
Well, you guys heard what the John Oliver show did that one time with about debt. They were talking about debt, medical debt specifically, and they went out and joined the legions of people who buy debt, and then they're collection agencies. They buy debt for maybe a penny, a dime on the pound, on the dollar, and then they come in after you for the whole amount of what you owe the hospital or something, even though they only paid $1 for each dollar, or for every $10 you owe.
Well, and what a lot of those companies
and
want
what they
to
did
do
was they went out
ahead,
and they spent like a couple $100,000 of the show company, the company's show company, whatever. Stop that paper. Debt, and they wiped it out.
Oh wow!
Because it was just part of their budget, so that means that they wiped out $200,000 that they spent. Well, that means that they actually wiped out about $2 million worth of medical debt for a variety of people.
Yeah,
nice. I like it.
Okay, now if rich people really want to help America, that's what they should fucking do. Is go out and buy all this debt for $1 on or a penny on the dollar or something, and wipe it out.
Actually, that would make sense if you owned a company, because you could probably write that off as a charity based on the amount owed, regardless of the amount you paid for it.
Oh,
if you
really?
set it up as a corporate 503c or something like that, sure, you could do that.
Yeah, that a corporation could use that as a tax write-off that way.
Yep. Well, but see, that's the thing. A corporation has already gotten a tax benefit off that because their bad debt is part of their deductions in their corporate income tax.
Yeah,
that's one of the ways that we would avoid paying tax, even with a small business, is we would have enough debt to cover our taxes.
Yeah.
I mean, the company I ran, we were only turning over maybe $500,000 a year. But we were still able to be in the group that we didn't pay any tax, because you just balance the positives against the negatives, and boom, you're free.
Yeah, well, being self-employed, I never made that much to begin with, but the tax burden was pretty low based on how much I reinvested in buying more tools all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And that's another part of the strategy. Strategy.
Yes.
Usually, I'm the slurry one.
Well, I got an excuse. I still got COVID brain fog, which is the most annoying of all the symptoms of COVID. You're hearing me tonight struggling with all these different words, and it's like they're just not there. They're gone.
I get that from sleep deprivation, so I got an idea what you mean there.
That's literally how I live my life.
That being said, I think strategy should be a word. It's a amalgamation of strategy and tragedy.
Yeah.
which
describes the Trump administration.
So, Mac, I think about that all the time. That would be awesome. And how cruel something like sleep deprivation would be, that if you started hallucinating like that, that's not fun. I've been there.
That's real. I've gone times that I've gone 3 days without sleep and I start hallucinating.
I've had the stereotypical like spider hallucination. I've had where I don't know if I was dreaming or not. I thought I had a full conversation with someone and they're like, man, we didn't even talk last night.
Okay.
Well, that's another problem I've had with the sleep deprivation, is that then when I get a little bit of sleep, I have a hard time sorting out what were dreams and what were memories from the previous couple of days.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
I can't tell the difference after a while.
Mm-hmm.
I've had some really weird dreams lately, but I haven't been sleeping. So when I do pass out, I pass out.
Yep. My doctor gave me some new pills that are supposed to make me sleep. I tried the first one yesterday. Spent about the first hour fighting nightmares. And after that, I slept for about 3 hours solid, which is still better than I usually get.
Wow.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens over the course of a week or so here.
I would recommend getting COVID. I got a couple of 4-hour stints of sleep.
Stool, I put the link in your group.
Oh, I'm gonna send you the meme. Which phone is it on that I sent Stool? Because on Facebook, I'm friends with all the people I grew up with, and most of them are Trumpers. So they have some solid gold memes because they're insane. Okay, it's not on that phone.
Hey, dog, haven't seen you in a while.
Hey.
Hello there.
Mo.
Yeah, I've been busy with physio from my stroke. I've been cracking on and doing my stuff. But I have been aware of you guys, and I know Diana there is struggling with hospitals and whatnot. And I hope you're all right, Diana. You all right?
About as well as could be expected. No, it was just some mechanical maintenance yesterday. I had to get a blood catheter changed.
Yeah. Well, is it just like
change
a clogged tube?
oil? They had to change the oil, lube the hinges. You know.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the old catheter was getting clogged and it wasn't working, and I couldn't finish dialysis, so I had to change it out, and then the new one started clogging. So, less than 2 weeks later, I had to get a third catheter. That was all kinds of fun. Oh my. So I hope that everything works all right for the rest of the period now. Because what they usually do is they give you a fistula. They connect two blood vessels together, and
a fistula.
They call it a fistula. It's connecting an artery and a vein to make the vein expand, and they can put needles in easier. And by Christmas, I'm going to be a pincushion.
I was going to say it sounded like fisting, but yeah, it does sound like it's related because it's still trying to expand a small cavity. But
it comes from the word fistula in body anatomy and physiology, where you can get two organs that join. A very common fistula is between a woman's vagina and her rectum.
Oh, okay. There goes the neighborhood.
There is Stool muted. He muted himself coming in. I didn't do it.
She said.
Oh, nice.
Hey, Stool.
Oh, perhaps you're in the bag books.
I had put a link in your group before I even went live, so I don't know why you couldn't get in here.
You totally did not do that because I don't have a group.
Then why is there a Twitter group named "A Very Stable Milking Stool"? Well, no, that was your private one.
Shush. Yeah, private. Shush.
Yeah. No, the group though that you were talking to Dr. Ben in just before you created your live stream. I posted a link there.
Are you breaking all the internet rules here, Perps?
Yes, he is. Sorry.
I do not know if I'm breaking the rules because nobody ever gave me a fucking rule book.
I was about to say, to hell with the rules. Hell's not real, so fuck the rules.
Besides, if you've ever played board games with me, you would know that most of my winning strategies involve on creative interpretation of the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Cheating.
No, it's not
Rule-
cheating. I don't do anything. I don't do anything the rules say you can't do, but I often come up with things that the designers probably never thought of anyone trying.
Cheating.
Uh-huh.
You're a
No,
cheat,
no.
Perps. You know,
No.
I always thought better of you, Perps. but no.
Rule
That's
number
just the way
one: don't allow Stool anywhere near your streams.
You should have told me that a long time ago.
Well,
Now, actually, when I played in the Axis and Allies tournament at Con of the North, when we started getting in squabbles about things, I pulled out an extra 4 pages of supplements that I got from actually writing to the people who designed the game
Oh, jeez. Okay.
to clarify
then.
all the rules that were too vague.
Nice.
no rules are vague.
Now,
You
one
should know
of the
that.
interesting things is on one of the rules, I had 2 separate letters that gave exactly opposite interpretations of the same rule.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
The only rules I go by are the Ferengi Code of Conduct.
Hey, Junie.
Rule of acquisition number 1: once you have
Hey,
their
everyone.
money, never give it back. How's it going, Junie?
Hi, Junie.
I got bored and
Yay,
printed out
Junie.
the rules of acquisition.
Oh, hey, actually, if you've got that, I wouldn't mind if you would send that to me.
I will. It's hilarious because it's every rule they ever said on Star Trek.
Yeah, I remember a few of them coming up.
So whoever wrote this version, there was 87 rules that they said on Star Trek over all the shows.
Mm. You need to send me a copy too.
I used to.
Anyone-
Go ahead, dog.
Will.
Yeah.
Hi, mate.
Hi.
You make Britain's news as one of the most influential YouTubers on the planet.
No one's that bored, but thank you. Go check out the Godless Sewing channel. Godless Sewing, Godless Sewing.
Yeah.
People are into sewing now.
Yeah,
There's a global
that's
warming.
kind of the name. I actually have a video out right now about this Kenmore that I almost got jumped by 6 hobbits. It's out right now.
What? Real
Oh, I
hobbit?
gotta check that out.
I live
What
in
the
Los
fuck?
I
Did
live in
you
Los
just-
Angeles, so
Did
if
you
you're
just say
under,
real hobbit?
yeah, because I'm
As
5'9".
opposed to what? Pretend hobbits?
I'm 5'9", so with my boots on, with my cowboy boots on, I'm fairly tall, and I got surrounded by 6 4-foot hobbits that asked me why did I have a sewing machine in my hand,
Oh, what the fuck?
and then one asked me, "Do you know what that is?" And I said, "Yeah, it's a lawn ornament," and she did not laugh. She was an angry hobbit, angry hobbit.
So you were attacked by 4-footed midgets. Hairy-footed midgets.
No,
I
here
should
we
say.
call them dueñas. That's just everybody's grandma. My grandma, she was like 5-something, and she shrunk down all the way to like 4'8", 4'9". Like she shrunk.
Oh no, not the doñas.
Yeah, exactly. Judy, you know what I'm talking about. I got surrounded by 6 old ladies who were really curious why I had a sewing machine.
See, I thought at first I thought I heard you say los duendes, but then I heard doñas.
For the record, there were real hobbits. They went extinct about 60,000 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Homo
Yep.
florensis lived on an island in Indonesia.
They also live somewhere in Los Angeles too. No, it was just it was an experience because most of the time when I buy a sewing machine, it's really uneventful, and it's always like, especially when I walk into this one thrift store, they know me, so I walk in, they're like, "Hey, this one doesn't work, but I'll sell it to you for $10-15. This one does work. I'm going to sell it to you for $40. You know, we always are haggling price." But that's the first time somebody was like, you know, because I show up looking like this, and they were mighty curious.
Mhm.
And then they asked me, they're like, "Do you speak Spanish?" And I said, "No." And they're like, "Liar, you liar." Because where I'm from, most people speak Spanish.
It's a bald head, mate.
And that's another thing.
What did you tell them you had a sewing machine for?
Oh, I legitimately said, "Oh, it's a lawn ornament," and the lady did not laugh. I felt insulted that she asked me, like, she's like, "Do you know what you have?" Like, of course I know what I effing have, you know. But I'm extremely polite to all old people. I am like beyond nice because I was raised properly.
Oh, so that's why
Well,
you haven't told me where to go and what I could do when
Oh,
I get there.
I absolutely love you.
I expect her asking if you knew what you had probably had more to do with were you aware this was like an antique or collectible one.
I think she was more mad because I scored. Because there was one time at the swap meet, there's another Hobbit dueña. I walked up, I told the guy, like, I'll give you $40 for it. And she walked up and she's like, I'll give you 50. And she literally put her hand on it and grabbed it away.
Well,
Okay, Stool had his hand up.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm an old people.
Okay, Stu, I'll try to be nice to you.
Are you a hobbit?
And you know what? I'm not trying to be insulting to anyone that's short. I'm not where I'm considered short at 5'9" where I live. So in no way, shape, or form am I trying to insult people.
Rule of acquisition number 76. Every once in a while, declare peace. It confuses the hell out of your enemies.
I love that. I love
that.
rule.
Well, that reminds me of something Beast Wars Megatron said, was that often an enemy that appears peaceful is just buying time to reload.
Yeah. Don't go by Ferengi rules of acquisition. But the thing is, Will's right. And I was brought up to respect your elders. They've gone through shit.
Oh yeah, I have a rule that if someone's got to be a certain age, they've earned it, because life is a full contact sport.
yeah. Purple is a fucking. He's a Ferengi always. Rules of acquisition. All this shit. This is darkness.
If life is hard, then can I be moved up there, please, on this stream? I want to be on the top row, please.
Okay, I'll put you up next to Will.
Well, that was quick, Perps. Well done. Also, I just have to say, sorry, Doc. I just have to say, I don't like sitting next to Will.
I wanted to be down here by Junie.
Burp, did you see the meme that I sent you?
I found my place. Yay!
So I got it off of Facebook,
I don't want no hobbit sitting on my head.
Oh my gosh. So my whole point is it was really awkward because I got surrounded by 6 aggressive hobbits, and I made a video about it. You should go check it out. Godless Sewing channel.
and this is fine, by the way. At least I have a hat. So
okay then.
Doc, you're
when
protected.
Stool begins to drip, it'll be okay.
The thing is, you're protected, Doc, and I do have a habit of doing this with my finger. And can you feel that?
My name is Don.
I just bit your finger off.
But I'm gonna admit my affiliation to my name now is Donald. The only reason I didn't like it is it's too close to Trump. But my name is Don. I go by Dog. That's my. I know Babes has many followers and they'll hear this. My name is Don. But I'm happy. I will always go by Dog.
Yeah.
And Babes, you'll always go by your turd sometimes, mate.
I am going to have my legal name changed with the transition, but I figured I will just go by Purple Online because that's what everybody knows.
Yeah, huh?
And I've actually been surprised how many people didn't know what gender I was to begin with anyway. So
I've given you a couple of names in the past names. Do not use Alexa. Oh shit! I said it. I'm fucking. My life is lit up now around me. We've got Echo and Alexa shit.
Alexa, where did you get your name from?
The name has both an ancient and modern backstory. It was inspired by the Library of Alexandria.
Alexa, thank you.
Oh, wait. She's still going on.
yeah.
Happy to help.
Oh, no, the A word rambles. The A word goes off.
Well, the most priceless reaction I've gotten about my transition.
Ask another Alexa question.
The most priceless reaction I've gotten about my transition was I was just in the side chat on somebody's stream, and somebody informed the host that it was she now. And his reaction was, or somebody informed the host that I was transitioning. And his reaction was, which way?
Oh, awesome.
And this is somebody that I'd known online for about 2 years at that point.
Perp, I think you should go by the name Perp or Purple all the time, online, offline. I think it'd be a very cool name. I don't know if you want to change that legally, but I think you should just be known by that.
I am going to tend to do that. In fact, I've got a brand new jean jacket. And I'm going to use some stuff to kind of fade the blue a bit, and then I'm going to dye it purple.
Ooh,
okay
cool.
Then.
Ooh,
there you go.
And I thoroughly enjoy calling you perps, if that's cool.
Yeah, I'm used to it.
Yeah, and on the street and in conversation, whenever I refer to you, it's always as my friend Purple, and everybody's just come to accept that. So, okay, Purple.
I tend to go with Perps because Perps is a good person. Perps is my Perps.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's like Sloth Girl. That it's gotten to the point that I don't really even know who knows her real name, so I just always refer to her as Sloth.
I need to break your stream temporarily, Perps.
You broke it when you came in, Stool.
Oh, fuck off, Daniel.
Alexa, order a 200 pineapple and sardine pizzas.
Oh, no, I learned the day that Jenny asked, when I first got the A word, I didn't have my headphones on, and Jenny was like, A word, do a farting noise. I didn't know how to turn the farting noise off. So the thing farted for about a minute and a half. I damn near unplugged it.
I'm doing my hand movements, and that means I need to speak. So.
Oh, I thought that means that your camera was going to start shaking.
Everybody, oh fuck you, Dana.
See, when I saw you, I thought you were trying to raise the roof.
Oh,
I thought
that blood that they're putting into you, Dana.
I thought it meant
stop.
I thought it meant that you were done masturbating.
Also, Jenny, I hate you too. Thank you. So this is personal, and I'm just talking to Perps now. So none of you can hear me. Okay, this is secret. Perps, can I do that thing now? Because I need to do it, but I don't want to do it unless I get permission. Is that okay?
As long as it's not going to get me a copyright strike, go ahead.
No, I think he wants to pull his pants down.
No, I need to do that thing, but I need permission from Sloth Girl. This is how I have to communicate with Perps, because they don't answer their fucking messages.
No. Yeah, well, Sloth Girl's erratic about Twitter stuff.
And still, you've no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
Do you have any idea what you're talking about?
Sorry, what did I miss?
Not much. I'm in the weeds too.
I was assuming you meant something musically oriented.
Dude, This is why this world is going to end in nuclear destruction. Because Purple did not check the fucking emails. Just check your fucking messages, for Christ's sake.
Well, if it does, and it'll be me dancing in my garage to Janet Jackson. This is a rhythm nation.
Wait a minute. You're on Twitter. You're on Twitter.
I'm going to take over. But I was disappointed in you still that you didn't mention Jenny. Jenny makes the internet. You should know that by now. Jenny makes the internet. She's a comedy genius.
Thing is, Dog, by the way, hello, I love you massively. I don't like these people. I love you, Dog, but these people are idiots because they don't communicate. And
I'm just a dumb millennial.
Okay, I'm done with this. Stool on Twitter. Purple's on Twitter. Do a DM between you and Perp. She answers it. Okay.
Jenny,
you don't. I've written you a number of things that you never answer.
Jenny, look at the face. I'm joking.
I don't care. I'm still yelling.
Jenny, our sense of humor is beyond you guys, as well as was World War II when you said you wanted for the Battle of Britain and this and that, and even though you only lasted, you came into the World War 8 months before it ended. You don't get us. We've got a weird sense of humor.
The reason why we don't get you is because in 1814 we took a little trip with Colonel Jackson down the mighty Mississippi, and we took bacon and beans. Don't make me sing the song. There's a reason why we're a little bit different.
So, time out. Dog, I love you dearly. Don't please get me into trouble with these people.
No, that's one of the most copyrighted songs. Yeah. Marty Robbins, all those songs are.
Yeah, sorry, can't sing it on here.
No, those you can't
YouTube
even.
will probably ban the stream in 20 seconds.
And I'm not kidding you. And you know, Junie actually put me onto this. YouTube has been cracking down, and I steal everything off the internet. So they're cracking down off of people like me who rip copyrighted stuff and put it on my videos because I don't care.
Yep.
They're manually reviewing things, and they've taken down a couple of my videos already. So I'm just waiting for more to be taken down.
That sucks.
Yeah, they've been policing my page too.
Yourself sometime. Go to your favorite music service, or go to all the music services, and do a search for "Amazing Grace," and see how many people have done a cover of that.
That's what. That was.
Virtually every singer you know has done "Amazing Grace."
That's like if you type in "Stairway to Heaven," it's some kid with his guitar.
Yeah.
like 10,000 kids with their guitars.
Are you kids still using are you kids still using Google to search? Because I find Pornhub much better.
I don't hang out on Pornhub.
You fucking do.
I find when I use Google, it includes the results from Pornhub.
I don't know. See, if I search Google for three women and a dog, it comes up with a circus act. And if you do that on Pornhub, it's different.
Yeah, exactly. Don't type it in.
I am no fucking circus act. I've tried to let my own bollocks, but it doesn't work.
Oh, ow.
Head and back.
Now I have Janet Jackson stuck in my head. No, but YouTube has been acting wonky lately. I guess everybody
lately.
YouTube has gone very weird.
So I've been paying attention.
YouTube just continues to get progressively weirder the longer it runs. That's all.
Absolutely.
I'm not actually going to complain about this because YouTube has been showing me some things that are very awesome. And so today, I have learned about all kinds of wonderful things that they chose to tell me about.
You know, it's really funny. Same thing. I went on this binge of watching Inspector Morse. So I've learned way too much about the 1980s in your country and what you guys thought of yourselves.
I'll do a quick quiz. Jenny downstairs. No, down there. Jenny, what was the name of the guy who invented the American mafia? Name. No.
We are.
You don't know the answer, but I do. You're Googling.
How about the American CIA?
You talking about Hoover?
Yep, beyond Hoover, the American CIA.
George Bush.
British intelligence, MI6. Believe it or not.
I agree with Mage. It's progressively worse.
Your Secret Service is devised by British intelligence, and we helped you do it.
Yeah. We are awesome, dog, aren't we?
We own 75% of the inhabited world at one point. Still, we really did.
So I have a question from the future.
From the future.
How'd that work out? How'd that work out for you?
Will, I'm willing to listen to this. At the end of the day,
Willie's from the future.
No one has disproved. I said I was a time traveler like 15 videos ago, and no one has disproven it yet.
mate,
Prove me wrong.
have you seen the people that posted videos that they're time travelers? And they're from the future. They come back in time. What is up with humanity? These people do these things.
So, Doc, because you watched the Zeitgeist movie, have you seen about the time traveler that got caught stealing food and gave some crazy prediction about the end of the world? I'll send you a link. It was on Netflix or something like that. My friend, she was like, "You need to watch this. This guy's real." And it was just some guy who looked like he's done a lot of drugs in his life.
I mean, I've seen several videos along those lines. There's the one they even have a photo of a guy who supposedly like his older self came back in time and from like 27 years or something in the future, and there's a photo of a guy arm in arm with an old guy, and it's supposed to be him from the future. I don't know. I don't really believe it, of course.
I was about to say I'm so skeptical. It's boring, but like,
yeah,
I love watching stuff like that. I watched this crazy guy named Bobby Hemmett. He's like old school black nationalist, but he goes off like in.
Okay.
I mean, literally puts a helmet on and blasts.
You want to know why you don't hear about time travelers? I'll tell you. One came back, I stole his time machine, and every time I hear about time traveler, I go back to the day before they invented it and destroy it.
Can you go back, Peps? Can you go back to the day before I had a stroke?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a whole lot I could do about that.
You got to go even further. I feel like
to be fair, if you were a time traveler, if I were a time traveler, I would be God. I would be God. Well, yeah.
Just without the powers?
Permission to be a penis, please.
You're always a penis.
No,
I
but
love you, Dog, so much.
Doctor Who has taught us that no matter how much you try to change history, it will always revert back to the way it was anyways.
You know,
Charlie.
Doctor Who can fuck off.
I
Stool,
love Doctor Who every Sunday.
Stool says this, you know, it doesn't matter what has happened and in your past. If you're a good person now, you're awesome. End of.
I just have Rhythm Nation blasting in my head. Before this stream, I was rocking out.
To what?
Janet Jackson, because I like happy music. And I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
I'm getting slightly worried, as I always do, because Dog once told me that I've got the most boring voice in the world. So, yeah, fuck off.
You know, I don't think you even rank in the top 10 personally.
Thank you.
Yeah, no. Still is also a comedy genius.
In my defense.
Okay, Mage knows about the League of Recorders because this is what they always say.
They said that on the lower decks too, a bunch of times. They're like, we had to go back in time and get the guy worse than Hitler.
Well, Hitler's the guy you got because we stopped the guy who took the office before him.
Yeah.
Who actually wouldn't have been as bad.
Oh my gosh. I was so mad. A righty used a Doctor Who, a picture of right before when River's song regenerates and she's in Germany. It's the Let's Go Kill Hitler episode. They used that as like, can I see your vaccine passport with a bunch of Nazis standing there? And I literally typed in, this is from Doctor Who. You do not have their permission.
Yeah. Well, the whole Hitler thing, what most people don't understand is that the primary cause of World War II was the treaty that ended World War I.
Uh-huh. Yep.
It left Germany in a state that they could not possibly have a functional economy. They didn't have any choice but to go to war.
It's true. Look what it did to our economy.
But don't forget,
okay, I'm going to get really wound up now because Perps, I love you dearly. You do occasionally fuck up.
Oh, yeah.
And you fucked up.
Oh.
Yes, I said it. I went there. Perps, I'm really sorry.
Oh, no, I'm watching the Seattle Kraken and some guy and the Vegas Knights, and this guy just got wrecked. Please.
What the fuck are you doing?
So,
okay.
Conversation happening. What the fuck?
Still, is it that everyone fucks up or that people talk shit once in a while? And everybody's shit once in a while.
I'm kind of thinking that you're now in charge, Dog.
I'm never in charge. I'm me. I sit in the background and just be different.
The Brits are still sore because the Washington Treaty said the U.S. could have a navy as big as theirs was.
Have you seen that meme I sent you?
Yeah.
Don't forget. I love America, but they are so bad from World War II. And what they do, they won us the Battle of Britain. They teach you this in your schools now. It was the Battle of Britain, and if it wasn't for them, we'd have lost World War II and all this shit.
So there are people who live where I live who take this serious. They take this serious where I live. I got this from Facebook from somebody that I live by.
Yeah. No, this is taught in the school.
I'm not saying that my country isn't going downhill either. Disclaimer: if I ever trash your country, by no means am I saying that mine is superior at all.
You have no trust in our country. It trusted itself, mate.
Well, I am more and more convinced that we can't resolve matters and that we really need to just break the U.S. up into 6 separate countries.
Hey, bye. I live in the richest country, in the 3rd richest country in the world. Bye.
Yeah.
And the 2nd most country that pollutes the planet. 2nd is China. So China won again. But
are you saying the U.S. pollutes?
it's the 2nd most polluted in the world.
All you have to do is get in a car and drive out towards the country and anywhere that you live, and you'll see the pollution.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, speaking of which, there are still hundreds and hundreds of ships sitting off the port of Long Beach right now in California, if anyone's wondering.
Can you see them?
Oh, with the naked eye.
There's one film that I admire for its I've got to think of a word for it, but there's that unites the whole planet, and it was a film in the 90s with Will Smith. Can anyone guess? The only film that unites the planet to fight for our survival.
Independence Day?
That's the film.
I loved Will Smith so much. And that's why I was so disappointed to see him grow up to become a crazy old man. He's like a weird woo-woo Scientologist. Like,
yeah,
really?
No.
Yeah. And
you're 20 years too late, Will.
He called but listen, he called Donald Trump an atheist and said this is what happens when you let godless people run the country. Go look it up. He said it. I saw it on YouTube. I saw it. Yeah. I was like, "You're so wrong." It was awful.
Do you think Donald Trump isn't godless then?
No, I know, but he was basically trying. Like, he's anti-atheist, so he was.
Yeah, it's the same thing about saying Hitler was an atheist.
Exactly.
Time out. Listen, I'm old, and you kids are young, so I know that Will Smith is a dick. I knew that about what year? What is it now? 2020. So about 15 years ago, I knew this because his wife went in. It's a Scientologist. So, hello.
And she's been for a long, long, long time.
Oh,
it's a Scientology. We're here because of these astronomical aliens that look over.
Dog, trust me on this one. Trust me. Don't even go there.
Yeah, Scientology is about
No. Time out, because I'm a fucking expert on this. Do not go there. I will blow your pants off. Do not go there.
I live within 20 minutes of Hollywood, which is by L. Ron Hubbard Boulevard, the big blue building.
I'm very aware of this.
I live within 20-minute drive of that.
I'm very aware of this. I will bet
L.
you.
Ron Hubbard has a street named after him.
Yeah. And
there you go. Point proven. I'm British. I know. Purple was not aware of that fact. I know more about that cult than you will ever do. Even you will.
You know that shot of the big blue building? It's across the street.
I'm talking to Dog. Dog.
It's across the street from the Children's Hospital.
Stool. Scientology is like not part of the curriculum in the public schools in the U.S. Most people in the U.S. know very little about it
at all. You know what Scientology is? They're scary. They, more than anything else here in LA, they own land. They own so much land. It's not even funny.
In Florida too.
I was just about to say that.
Yep.
You're just skimming the surface. What they do.
Florida, they own close to 3 entire counties.
Anything that you have to sign a contract, I'm cool. Any religion that makes you sign away your power of attorney, I'm good. I'm good on all religions, but I'm just saying that's a cult. You have to sign a piece of paper, and your power of attorney's gone.
This is not a
Well,
whoa.
every religion is a cult. You should know.
I agree with you.
I've not done this since 2008. It's not a religion. It's an evil. It's not just a cult. It's fucking evil more than you can. Evil more than you can imagine.
Hey,
the Church of the Cephalopod is not a cult.
I was raised in one of the original death cults, at least in the modern era, what we have called the Catholic Church, and they never made me sign anything. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
They never made me sign one single.
Change topic, please, because I stopped doing this in 2008. So if you seriously don't know what that cult is, and if you think it's all about just happy, steal your passports, then yeah, you're deluded. End of.
I don't think so.
Oh, to be fair, I will always listen to Dog. You're allowed to speak, Dog.
Anywhere where you go to kneel, sit up, pray, and whatnot, and chant songs, anything like that you do regularly is a cult. Of course it is.
I would go even a step further. Anything that asks you to give away your free will, even believing in a leader. I see it online all the time.
Okay, final word on this topic, and I apologize for doing this because you can sense that I'm getting wound up. Scientology is not just your regular cult thing. It's a fucking piece of shit that has caused over decades murders, deaths, and all kinds of shit. It is not just a happy culty thing. It's a bad piece of shit.
It is. Well, as in every religion, you can say, I've done the same thing. Religion is shit. It's and Catholicism.
I came here for happies, and now you made me all angry.
For every holy, they hate the Jews. They embrace war because they can get their claws into the aftermath. There's Nazi gold hidden in their vaults. You can look up the Bigelow report for that. I've found it. But, you know, the Catholics and Hitler are best mates. Or best mates. Hitler's in heaven, in Catholic heaven.
France is still trying to sue the Vatican for the return of works of art that were taken by the Nazis in World War II.
All of them things. As I said, the Catholic Church embraces war. Because when it dies down, they can get the people in there and they can sponge off there. They love war. They embrace it and they get it. Once it's died off there, get their people in there and they'll do their bit. Catholicism. You can have a sandwich and food. Just come through our church first and let us lecture you.
Oh, yeah. No, I was born in the Catholic Church, but they kicked me out for asking too many questions.
Yeah, they're good about that.
That was me. But I'm probably a little bit older than you, and Catholic Church in my era was quite disciplined, and they would kick the shit out of you. And I got beaten up by my priest headmaster. I was humiliated by my nun teachers.
If I'm remembering, you may have a year or two on me, but not much.
Not much. But did you?
Yeah, I don't think you were.
Did you ever get beaten by your headmaster?
Well, I didn't have to go to the Catholic school because I was the youngest of 9, so my parents had run out of money and had to send us to public schools by then.
I went through a CCD program from the time I was
That's
6.
different then.
Yeah, I did have to go
That's
through the CCD after school program.
I did from the time I was 6 until I was 18, and that is indoctrination for Catholic kids, because you go to the church like on a Tuesday, they make you join another group, and then you're there on a Friday, and then you're there every Sunday.
Well, the CCD was their last ditch attempt to get me back into the religion. Because literally, when I was 8, the senior priest asked my mom to stop sending me to the children's Bible study because I was asking questions that made the nuns uncomfortable.
The only time I ever got kicked out is when I challenged the fact that this man that I know, I still know him to this very day. He stood up in front of a bunch of 12-year-olds and was like, "If you're not Catholic, you're going to hell." And my hand went straight up, and he was like, "I'm not taking questions." And I was like, I named off every religion I could think of. And I was like, heaven's going to be boring if it's just us there. And he kicked me out.
I need to do a stool. So just to bring some correctness into this conversation, because you're all talking about religion, and this is not why I'm here. So please fuck up. Please fuck up. I can't even say that. Just stop doing it. That's not why we do this. If you want to talk about religion, go and do a McRae or do it whatever.
You're such a butt snorkeler.
But for the record, dog.
That is, he's a wanker.
Dog. I'm talking. Shut up. So I love you, dog. For the record, I kind of like the nun thing. I'm just saying. Jiggity. Ooh, yeah.
You interrupted and did all that for that shitty joke?
I did.
So anyways, you wait. So anyways.
I've never done a joke in my life.
I was kind of being humiliated by nuns in my Catholic school. But it doesn't matter. He's right. McRae's a wanker.
And that's another thing. Screw all atheist religions too. You know who you are. You know who you are.
Steve McRae,
that would be Buddhists too.
But he says philosophy is the best thing in the world. You go philosophy, and philosophy's principle is there's no right or wrong answer. That's why he keeps himself as some non-binary agnostic prick he is. But it's the fucking.
I'm not anti-religion. I'm just done.
No answer.
I'm not anti-religion. I'm just done talking about it. And I wish Jenny was here because we always agree on this one point that, when I first came into this community, I became over inundated with religion because that's all people talked about. And so now years later, I don't want to hear anything about religion. So I get it. I'm the same way. Because I've moved on with my life.
Yeah, I think that's part of the natural cycle of getting into the online atheist community.
Because it was awesome to watch, the early days when they kicked the crap out of the church and all the old debates. But, I've seen every Hitchens, every Dawkins, every I'm over it.
Okay. Will makes a good point there because
made a great community out of all of this, haven't we?
No. There are great people, and don't. It is what it is. There's a lot of gangs, but I live in LA. There's a gang on every block, so it just is what it is. But there are good people in the community. You just got to go find them.
Yeah, this is I'm going to have to agree with Will here because it is what it is. It's never going to change. You can argue and debate, whatever. It's never going to change.
No.
Ever.
You're not ever. And that's why, I can hang out. Like, my neighbors are Mormon. They have parties. Their kid came home from college. They're going to have a rager probably tomorrow. I'll go over there. Religion won't be brought up one time. I've learned just to move on with my life. But if it is brought up, I do have a whole heap of stuff I've learned from the community to rebut all arguments, you know. But then again, most people know I'm an atheist, so they just leave me the hell alone.
Well, not most people know you as a slaphead.
They're just shocked. They're like, how the hell can this guy afford to live around here? That's
big
what I get. Dog, I bet yours is bigger than mine. And you can cut that. You can cut that any way you want to. I bet you have like a 17 and a half.
I do have a bigger bald head. But,
I can tell. I can tell.
Well, that's why I'm projecting, mate.
I know exactly. That's why I said that. No,
I'll take it from me.
I said my real head measurements on one of my videos. My head is huge. It's huge.
You love your denim and you love making your clothes and whatnot. And yeah, I do have a massive bald head. But you're more famous than me, so I'm projecting it into you.
I wish.
Will has the massive bald head.
But
Not me, no, I've got. Oh, it's knee length, my hair. I've got it like a princess.
Yeah, Will, how many gallons are in that cowboy hat you got?
So, true story. This one right now, I'm stretching because my head is so big. I have to buy the biggest cowboy hat they have and then stretch it. So sometimes I'll put it in the dryer, but I literally have to stretch my hats out because my head is so huge.
Literally.
But when you live in the desert, you need a big hat because it's, you know, the sun's always shining, and hats will save your skin. And I'm not kidding.
Well, yeah, you don't want your face scorched.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, not anymore because I'm actually feeling upwards, and I'm in the office now, but I was always outside, you know. And it ages you when you're constantly outside. The sun's always on your face. That ages you real quick.
Well, that's what I've said, you know, that people say I don't look my age, and I said, you know, that's what you get for 50 years of avoiding sunlight.
No, that's real. That's real. I'm laughing because I know someone who's 50 years old, and every time they say I'm 50, someone's like, I thought you were way older.
Okay.
They've had a rough life. But the sun will age you.
Yeah.
He worked in the oil fields and never wore sunscreen.
It's one of the two things that humans need to survive is sunlight and water. They're the main. You can go into the caring side of things. They say, oh, they need shelter and food, but a human can build a shelter. They can forage or hunt for food. But what needs to survive is the main thing is water and sunlight.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
being deprived of anything, what will kill you quickest is not having water.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, when I lived in Portland, I lost a shade or two. When I came back, my mom said I looked like I had jaundice because she had never seen me so light in my life, you know. So it's one of those things, you know.
Well, it's like Yul Brenner never died.
Well, it's like my complexion used to change with the seasons. Because in the summer, I'd be outside all the time.
Did you just say Yul Brenner? These kids won't know who Yul Brenner is.
No brag, just fact.
Yul Brenner was a quality. Well, I saw
he was quality.
In the original film Westworld, he was quality.
Fuck. I remember Yul Brenner before West. Fuck. Dog.
Yeah.
You know what?
I remember that film where he chopped his arm off. And burned it.
You know what? I'm not going to dox myself, but
absolutely,
I know what Yul
Brenner needs a
Brenner
big
is.
poppy hat.
But
Well, Will is Yul Brenner.
I'm just.
oh,
You know,
okay. Junie said she's got to run, so bye.
Bye.
Make sure you fix your name before you go on someone else's stream, though.
Yeah, I realized that like not too long ago. It's like, oh, everybody's got
Yeah, I don't know
very
if Jenny
stable
noticed
subjects.
that before she ran away.
I mean, I still appreciate it. I'll probably keep it. I mean, at least for the next one, maybe. Today I put something close to what B had.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yep. All right.
So
I
wait.
just did it to see how long it would take before somebody noticed.
I didn't notice at all.
I noticed a little while ago, but I noticed Junie's first, and then it was like another 15 minutes before I was like, oh, everybody's is changed.
Yeah, I just don't know who the culprit is. All right.
It would have to be Perp, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm the only one who can change other people's on here.
Nice. All right. Well, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Yep,
Good
good to
night.
see you again.
Night.
Yeah, Perf, you're responsible for everything, man.
I had to change my name to the proper way it should be, a very stable sewing table.
Okay.
I just like how that sounds.
I like that.
I just like how that sounds.
I did it when Stool first asked if he could be a penis.
What?
So
I've never said
Half
that.
an hour ago when you asked if you could be a penis, that's when I changed all the names. Didn't you notice yours?
No, I can't actually. You're making the weird assumption that I can see. What have you done?
A very stable penis. I would like that.
If it's a stable penis, does that mean it's a horse penis?
That means somebody can concentrate.
I'm getting kind of OCD now because you didn't capitalize the letters correctly. So, oh, Perps, I hate you now.
Think about the penis. The penis is just a sponge, and people have made billions about selling these penis pumps and whatnot, like it's some sort of muscle. It's not. All it is a type of sponge, and it engorges itself with blood.
Are you kidding me? I would love to invent one of those weird things that makes $1 million. I would love to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The key to making $1 million has nothing to do with your product. It's all about your marketing.
I know.
You can have a product that doesn't do anything, and you can sell millions of them.
I know someone that always has really crazy, daft ideas, and all it takes is one really good one. That's all I'm saying. Just one really good one, and then all of a sudden, it doesn't seem so crazy. All of a sudden, you know?
I've had a lot of really weird ideas that I thought of for improving things, and then it's like 2 years later, I see them in the store just because I had no idea how to get somebody to produce it.
Exactly.
I have a really weird marketing idea I thought of as a giant fuck you to capitalism.
Go for it. Tell us.
Oh my God. What it's going to be is it's going to be literal dog shit spray painted to look like gold nuggets. Now, there's no deception here. I'm not going to sell them as gold nuggets. It's novelty gold nuggets.
Didn't you elect that as your president?
I think we did, yes. A piece of dog shit spray painted gold.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be sold. I mean, all the ingredients are going to be upfront, printed on the product. There's no deception here. The consumer is fully told this is a lump of dog shit, spray painted gold. Here's your novelty gold nugget. Impress your friends. Put it on your mantle. Decorate your home. And I bet you it'll fucking sell. I'll bet you I can literally sell decorated.
The scary thing is,
make millions.
the really scary
Bates says
thing
he's
is
seen it.
that will sell, and that's cool. But the even scarier thing is, people will vote for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what? Because people would always buy me crazy novelty items. I have fake poo. I have fake puke. I have the crazy cat lady action figure. If you think it's out there, it probably is out there. Do your research.
Go away.
Oh, a little aside on crazy marketing. You know, Dominion, the company that's making the voting machines, is actually suing the MyPillow guy, Lindell, for like 5 times what he's actually worth.
Okay, I'm so glad you brought this up, Purple. So this psychotic man has bought massive commercial space on the NHL network here in America.
Oh dear.
If you're bored, see, I watch TV with no sound because I'm usually watching YouTube or listening to music or just minding my own business. But I love sports, so I always have sports on, and I'm obsessed with hockey. He literally is every other commercial on the NHL network. Look up this man's psychotic commercials. He's insane. He has officially lost it, and he has now almost infomercials where he's like, save your country on the hockey channel because he thinks it's only white people watching it.
Will is being polite because you people will not have seen what Mike Pillow is doing.
He is psychotic.
He's fucking.
He's lost. He's lost the plot. He's down the street just talking into himself and peeing on himself. His commercials are so creepy that when it's on, I'll walk out of the room or something. Like, even with the sound off, you see how psychotic he looks. You see the just pure desperation and insanity in his face. He's a scary dude.
It actually has reached the point that his own attorneys have been telling him, you can't say that in public.
He actually, I saw it on How Sparks. He brings it up. He'll say, oh, I can't say this or I can't say that. Like, he's insane. If I was told not to say something, you would never know because I would never bring it up. And if you talked about it, I'd just get quiet. Oh, he's scary. He honestly, very few things scare me, and that guy scares me.
Well, people these days, it's all about being known. So they'll try and influence others through their nonsense.
And I think that I hate to bring it up, but you know, I'm Captain Controversy anyways. I think, and I hope it doesn't, but I think Kyle Rittenhouse might get off. He might get away with it.
He's going to. He's going to. Because they need a unanimous verdict from the jury to convict him. So all the prosecution has to do is make sure that one juror has some questions that weren't answered.
Okay, so all I have to say, and I know there's massive arguments online, I don't even participate in that. If you go somewhere with a firearm, you are looking for trouble. Go stuff it. I'm sorry.
He went to some place he had no business being with a gun, where the only possible thing he could have been using it for is to shoot people.
I'm old school. If you go looking for trouble, you will find it.
What was that?
He crossed states, didn't he, to be there?
Oh, see.
Yes.
When I cross state lines, it's to go compulsively gamble.
Well, his mother drove him across state lines to do this. So I also want to know why the mother has not been brought up on charges of child endangerment.
It's because they don't live on the West or East Coast.
Was he not caught in a snipe in a sort of sniper position as well? I've heard that. Or is that wrong?
No, well, he shot someone with a high-powered rifle. At that point, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't even, like...
No, I heard he was in a sort of sniper position when he shot.
No, not really.
Well,
he was just walking through the crowd.
And he got beat up. That's see, in America, for some reason, we think that getting beat up is worth shooting somebody over.
he wasn't beat up enough because he shot a black guy.
I didn't
after
think
that.
he got beat up until after he started shooting.
Ah,
He claimed he was in fear for his life. I thought he shot a white guy. I've been ignoring it because it's just back to the 90s where the psychos are going to get off.
Yeah, well, he
So
shot two people.
well, I thought he shot Republicans, so no one cares.
I thought he shot a white guy. I could be wrong. I've been ignoring it because I see just these people baiting other people on Twitter. Well, they'll say blah 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 was innocent or blah 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 was guilty, and then it's a fist fight. And I could honestly care less. I have bills to pay and a life to live. But it's back to the point where the scumbags are getting off with crappy excuses.
You're talking about the Rittenhouse guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a lot of the video footage they have. Somebody was taping after he killed the first guy and was trying to turn himself into the cops and got attacked by a bunch of other people and he killed the second guy. I do believe it was a black guy. He was the one who shot in the heart.
I hate to do
And
this.
it's some grisly footage. It's like you see a dude turning around and grabbing his chest and knowing that in 10 seconds he's dead.
Yeah.
But this is your stream, and I don't like to bring this name up, but this is all to do with Trump and his influence.
Well, yeah, Trump definitely fueled this kind of stuff.
And when people are scared, they're easy to be told what to do, and they're stupid. So this is a young, impressionable, scared.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't feel sorry. It's different if you do something in self-defense, if you're just minding your own business in your house. But if you go looking for it, it's on you. I'm old school. Like, if you go looking for a fight and then catch one, don't be mad when you get beat up.
No, you're right. Bro. You're right. But as I say, and I don't like the word Trump. That word should be forgotten about. Even Trump in England is a farce.
Well, and what Mage is saying here, I also heard this, that people were saying one of his victims was a child sex predator. You know, and it's like, even if he might have been, I'm sure that the guy shooting him didn't know that at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like he was, doing some kind of justice act.
Yeah, and it's not relevant to the situation at all.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He shot people he knew nothing about. That is what is relevant.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nothing against people who have these sexual fetishes against, for feet, weight, and children and whatever. It's when they act on them that's what makes them a criminal and makes them wrong. Is acting on them, on things they have. If they just keep them to themselves and buy magazines, I like fat women, let's buy fat magazine, then I'm okay with that. When they act on them and get then I see that as some sort of dementia, as an illness, as whatever. And they should be punished accordingly.
It's also an etiquette thing, because in a place like Arizona, people open carry and no one messes around, because if you do, you're going to get shot by 15 different people,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I find that scary because I think a lot of the people who are carrying, wouldn't be that discerning about who they shoot.
I agree with you, but having lived in a place like that, I rarely had a problem. It's one of those strange things. I agree with you, but people are becoming more. We're like I say, we're going back to the 90s. It's like, as human beings, we go in cycles. It was like this in the 90s. No one remembers where I lived. It was one of the most violent places on earth in the 90s, and then it went away, and now it's coming back.
Yeah, I'm just going to say one thing. I'm bored. So, literally, I'm bored. So, can we now do something else?
Actually, I'm going to completely jump subjects here and get on a somber note for anyone who had not heard the news.
Oh, moo.
Yeah, Vice Rhino's wife died suddenly this morning.
So sorry.
I have put a link in the description of the charity that she was working with. He's asked that, you know, anyone who wants to send something rather than sending it to him, that they donate it to this holiday charity she was working with.
That's very cool.
Well,
but I know he doesn't really know me apart from occasional comments on Twitter, but he was one of the first 5 YouTube channels I ever subscribed to.
Absolutely.
So he has a lot to do with me winding up in the online atheist community.
Perhaps your humanity is extraordinary, man. I'm sorry, but it is.
One of the wonderful things about Vice Rhino,
you have your own thing going on, but
nobody
did so much real. I mean, Diana, I don't mean to bring you into it, but
well, you know, I do what I can.
You do, and you do it, and yeah.
More
Stool had something to say.
Thank you, Purple.
Stool always has
You're
something
very
to
polite.
say.
One of the wonderful things about Vice Rhino's name is, and nobody got it for many years, spell it backwards.
Backwards?
Well, not exactly backwards, but yeah, it's an anagram.
Well, no, his name is an anagram of a
Eric Hovind.
Yeah.
It's not even an anagram. It's literally backwards. Dr. Hovind.
Oh.
Yeah, and I wasn't aware of that for 2 years watching him. I hadn't figured out what it was.
Man, sorry.
That's really cool. And one day, all you motherfuckers will rearrange the letters in my name and realize I own you.
Yeah, well, but am I the only person on planet Earth that thinks Ken Howard is the biggest liar on Earth?
No, you're not alone,
no.
dog.
I don't know. There's some serious competition for that title.
Exactly.
Yeah, there is.
The guy's a complete shyster.
But so are what's his name? Frank Turek.
Oh God.
What's the other guy?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of
the Banana Man?
Guy.
Comfort?
No, he's still around. I can't remember. He did a debate with Chris Hitchens, and he said Chris Hitchens asked him, do you think Islam is the evil religion? And he said yes.
Yeah,
William Lane Craig. William Lane Craig.
Oh, that piece of shit. Yeah,
he's still around. He is still on YouTube every other day. He's still he's still grifting to the masses.
Of course he is.
Those guys just make my skin crawl. All of them.
Wait a minute. Mage asks, seen the guy RN Raw is currently responding to what, where, when, how, why?
No, I haven't.
I don't.
I watch 80 shows from the 80s from the BBC. And
Are you
Channel
talking
4.
about the Genesis apologetics?
Oh, those guys are. No, I have to look it up.
I think I know who Mage is referring to. Yeah, I mean that video series is a bunch of shit. Orange is the good stuff. You know, the guy he's responding to.
I was on the stream with him. Many months ago, I was on a stream with him. And I didn't mention that he does a lot with the Islam thing now, and he's trying to learn the Torah and the Quran and all the goes with it. And he goes, and I mean, good on him. He is an intelligent man. But we were talking about beer when we were at the.
Yeah, well, he spent a number of years taking Christianity apart, and now he's focusing more on Islam because basically he's gone through all the Christian arguments already.
Yeah, we'll find out real quick. It's a book of rules. I was a wannabe 5%er. 5%er is what the Black Nation of Islam call themselves here in America and in the UK. It's a lot of rules. Islam has a lot of rules.
Like a will.
I
actually still watch Brother Leo Muhammad, who goes to Hyde Park and screams at people. Like what he has to say is really positive. It's like really self-affirming and it's awesome. I just don't believe in his religion, so I can glean the things out of it that I like, but I think the rest is just woo-woo and hoo-ha.
Stool?
All of it is.
Give Stool a chance.
Yes. I want that hashtag give Stool a chance. Shall we do the song now? Are you ready, Will? Give Stool a chance.
Give Stool a chance. Make
He
sure
fed
he's
all
wearing
the African babies.
Make sure he's
Give
wearing
Stool
pants.
the red.
Give Stool a chance. Let me see your hands.
Hashtag, I love that, Will. Hashtag give Stool a chance. Hashtag he will wear pants. Thank you, Will. I love you. That's cool.
You finally exposed that I can't sing for worth a damn.
You know what? I can't fucking speak. Have you heard my voice? I'm shit at
too often.
Yeah,
I smoked.
It doesn't work.
I smoked for 20 years, and I feel the complete scraped throat that I have. So eventually, one day, I will lose my voice.
Oh, that's why I quit. I was definitely losing mine.
Oh yeah, I feel
my throat was shot.
Oh yeah,
I'm clicking my fingers to the new song.
And honestly, if I hadn't smoked as much as I did, my voice would probably be higher. But I was a chain smoker.
I've had so many times that I am quite nasal now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a lot of my singing range back when I quit.
I do think that's part of the reason my voice is like it is. I never smoked myself, but I lived with smokers almost my whole life.
Okay, then.
Oh yeah, when I know I always say this, but when I was a kid, people smoked with the windows up in cars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm that old.
I grew up in a house that there were always at least a dozen people, and half of them were smoking.
Yeah.
So until I was 16, I was always in a house with 5 or 6 smokers.
My dad profusely smoked.
I have to admit, when Will and Stool were singing, I was on my feet. I think there's a band starting there.
Dog, come on. Me and you, ready? Christmas number 1. Give Stool a chance.
No, Christmas.
Make sure he's wearing pants.
No, I'm not going to check on the chance he isn't.
Give Stool a chance.
I'm totally.
Everyone who is still linked here, what is the best Christmas song ever written?
Oh, Run DMC, Christmas at Holland Queens.
Oh,
shut your mouth.
Yeah. Will, shut the fuck up. Will, shut up.
Give Stool a chance. We know he's from France.
Gold.
You know,
can I say the best Christmas song ever involves?
Time it, please. This is the biggest ego ever because hashtag give Stool a chance. Hashtag wear your pants. I love this. Dog, continue.
Well, I had Stool's backstory written, but we didn't have a theme song for him yet.
Perform and go for it, Stool.
You know what, Dog?
Stool, I think we can get Bono in there.
Stool, you bastard. You fucking twat, Dog.
Stool, we could do Bono, Bob. You always go for Stool, eh?
Too weird.
Oh, I'll
All
go
in.
up there. I'll talk for.
Get
I'll go up there.
diagnosed,
Talk for 3
reformed,
hours.
take the boys, we can get reformed. All for Stool, eh?
Steward, you dog. Oh, I hate you. You
Come here,
cunt.
man. You know what
Okay.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay, people, I'm glad we can kind of just be on some silly stuff here, but I kind of need to wrap this up and end the public stream here
But
because I've been faking this all along. I really was not up to streaming tonight at all, but you know the place card was already out there, so I had to do this.
well, I got a link, so I just joined. Well, Fairy Tale in New York is the best Christmas song ever written, and it cannot be beaten.
Okay, well let's go around and do a wrap up here. Dog, you got anything you want to plug? You going to be anywhere?
Yes, I could say I'm about 70% mobile now after my stroke. I've been bashing on with. I've got all the certificates to be a care worker. I'm going to start my psychology, but to be social. I was a advertiser psychologist, but the stress gave me a brain hemorrhage and a stroke. So I am now going into the bottom, thanks to everyone knows Mary on Twitter. She is she's a nurse, and she has told me where to start. I'm starting from the bottom, and because I'm back to normal, me and my friend James, we're going to do a thing of the Gospel according to Doug, and we're going to rewrite the Bible.
Awesome.
Oh,
but change it. We are not going to change it, the meaning of it. We're just going to get rid of the house shalt and begats and chat about what they mean, and we know it's all.
So
we know
you're really making a real comeback after all your injuries and what you've had to go through. That's really impressive.
I had my stroke in New York, and I've never met a medical system so good as what America has. But you guys have to pay for it. I didn't insure for it, but I was so looked after. It was amazing.
Yeah, but that's the whole idea about insurance, is that everybody's supposed to be putting money in, knowing that some people aren't going to use it, but there will be enough there when somebody needs it.
Yeah, I get it.
That's the way it's supposed to work.
Yeah, I was about to say. But in the end, it really comes down to how much money you have, It's really sad.
I don't want...
my company paid for. I'm insured through my company, but don't get me wrong. The English way is the British way is the free hospital. Well, free healthcare is great, but we have massive waiting lists, and we do.
The British system sucks, but it's still better than what Americans have.
Yeah, we don't have to. But we do pay for it. We pay through our...
Yeah.
We still pay for it.
Yeah, it's paid for through your taxes.
Yeah, but like here in America, people have different levels of healthcare, which is really sad. Like there are people who can't afford the medicine that I take that have worse conditions than I have.
In America, because for people on the low end, the Medicaid is administered by the states. So every state has a different level of coverage.
Yeah.
And that's why, like I keep telling Diana, she's got to move to Minnesota because a lot of shit she's wound up paying out of pocket would have been covered if she was living here.
Oh, in California, all that would have been 100% covered.
Well, I have to say to Diana, because she's recently been in hospital and having things doing, but I do wish her luck from over here.
I'm sorry, Diana. That was a cheap shot. I shouldn't have.
Well, I will say that as far as the kidneys are concerned, there is a program here in the Commonwealth. It's called the CRDP. Let's see, chronic renal disease program that says as long as it's connected to the kidneys, it's picked up, and that includes the co-payments and all that other stuff. I just have to make sure that everybody's got the right numbers, because I did get a co-payment bill in the mail, which was weird. The co-payment prior to this one from that same doctor got picked up, but this one somehow didn't. So I'm thinking that somebody doesn't know about the CRDP card, so I'm going to have to send them the number and get that taken care of.
And that's so much of it, is you've got to fight a lot to make sure everybody's got, like you say, the right numbers, the right, the right code for the right plan.
Yeah.
That's like the new pills that I finally got yesterday. I've been fighting for 3 weeks to make sure that each of the doctor's offices, and it's like the pharmacy has told me 3 times they filled the prescription, only to find out either they didn't have it in stock, or they had sent it to the wrong insurance provider, or they didn't have the right insurance group number on it.
Yeah.
Perhaps use the right word there that I would use for you, Diana. Just keep fighting.
Yeah, but I can understand, especially if somebody's run down because they're dealing with a serious illness, and especially for people dealing with mental issues, with depression.
Yeah.
I can understand how easy it would be for somebody to give up before they actually get the help they need.
Do you know how many times I have a pile of paperwork to do for insurance or something? I'll quit in the middle of it and be like, you know what, I can't handle this right now.
There are some weeks that it's more than I can handle, just keeping up with making sure I got all the forms sent in.
Exactly. It's unreal.
But if you're in the world now, who doesn't take I take antidepressants.
I smoke pot.
Yeah. Okay,
People I don't do that. I don't do pot or drugs, but a lot of, especially the last 2 years, antidepressants have doubled. More people on antidepressants. I've been on them the last 3 months, and well, that's just life.
Yeah.
It's just the way people, I've never felt about killing myself or anything like that. But when you talk about anxiety and depression and basic forms of dementia, to be fair, this is what you need to see a doctor. You need to see these people that can help you. And you have these tough guys that say, "I don't need them people," and they're mainly the people that jump off fucking roofs or split their wrists and whatever.
That's the same thing with me, Mage. That the stress and anxiety gets to me, and I just shut down.
Yeah,
and I'm just unable to do anything for days at a time.
Yep,
exactly. And these people, like yourself, people who are suffering from these depressions need help, and they need that.
And when they don't get help, it generally just gets worse, and it makes it harder for them to get help later.
Totally. I have an attitude where I'll just be like, F that, F you, and then I just kind of disappear. But
although I was trying to get us around to wrapping up here, so.
Depression is
time out.
I have a question. Does anybody have anything to shill before I go off?
Hello.
We got to call for a timeout. Let's put his thing in.
We've got to let Purple do the wind up.
Yep.
Can we all stop talking and?
Well, and that's I'm just gonna go clockwise on my screen for everybody to chill out. So, Stool, you're next.
Who?
You got anything happening? You got anything to shill?
I've never have. Me? No.
He's got his penis.
Most of the people in my chats don't have anything to shill, and we'll just make something for all of us.
I've got nothing to shill whatsoever. I never shill, but I'm just going to say, if you want to go to www.stablemilkstool.co.uk, click on the things and just, if you can spare $1, I'll be happy. because I'm poor.
Okay. You know, Stool, don't actually have your website link in the show list, but I do have your links in the description for your PayPal and Ko-fi. So if anybody wants to drop Stool a tip on Ko-fi or PayPal, the link is in there.
I will try. I'll be more than happy to drop Stool a Ko-fi.
No,
Yep.
I hate this so much. Really hate it. Please do not give me money. Please.
Okay. Well, yeah. You'll need to send me the link for your webpage. On
Fucking did
Twitter.
it.
I spend £60 a month on, well, almost £60 on Patreons and.
But see, I can't click on it or like copy and paste it from their Stool. So if you could send it to me like on Twitter where I could copy and paste it, I will send it to Amiga Nuts to make sure it gets into the official show list.
I love you so much, Purple. You are so fucking dumb. I adore you. I really do.
He is, isn't he? He's probably one of the best humanists I've ever.
I love Purple so much, and I'm not even joking. I adore you, Purple. You're so fucking lovely.
Okay, Will, why don't you go?
I've never heard Stool say anything about anyone. But yeah,
Stool's a good guy. After, you have to kind of scrape away the rough veneer, but after that, he's good.
That sort of hit me in the heart. But still, you're a twat.
I love you. Right. I love you too.
All right. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. How's it going? My name's Will. I'm from the Godless Sewing Channel, and I have a question for you. Are you tired of your run-of-the-mill atheism where people just rant about God when you're like, hey, I came in this community to free myself? Come on down to the Godless Sewing Channel where I rant about sewing machines. And I just rant in general. I have a new video out. Don't forget to wear a mask. Love yourself. That's Godless Sewing at the Godless Sewing Channel. And on your way out, please do not forget to tip your waitress. We'll be here next week at the same time. Thank you for showing up.
All I was missing was them happy balloon guys you see outside the car. Wave hands.
Doc, whose nightmares will you be terrifying?
Everyone. Well, y'all might have noticed I got Thursday nights off again for the time being. So I'll try to show up when I can. A notable exception will be Thanksgiving. I will be working Thanksgiving night. So, but other than that, I'll be having Thursday nights off. Although I get up at 10, so sometimes I might be a little late, but that's that, I guess.
I'm crying. I'm trying to hold it and not comment on that.
Not only are sewing machines atheists, they are pissed off by the Christians trying to shove camels through their needle eyes.
To be fair,
sewing
everyone
machines are definitely atheists. Sewing machines are definitely. Oh,
I've been Go on, Diana. Sorry.
Okay, Diana.
Okay, well, now that I'm back on track, the usual Sunday at noon, Tuesday at 7 p.m., both Eastern. There will be me, there will be Kate, and hopefully Amanda and Tina. And we will be doing our wonderful things that we always do. And at least with any degree of luck, I won't be broadcasting from a hospital bed. Just hope so. And come on over and take a look at us at the Lavender Lady on YouTube. And we have a good time. We really do. And
yay.
We'd love to see you.
Okay, and I just have my usual things going here of every Wednesday at noon and Thursday at 10 p.m. Central.
I just heard a tinkle.
Yeah, somebody's phone went off.
Oh, that's my my ring.
Oh fuck!
Oh.
That's my front doorbell.
It's
Oh,
almost
okay.
Christmas. Oh fuck! No.
Yeah, and that brings up my next topic. As we are now into the second week of November, I guess I need to start organizing for the Christmas Day Marathon again.
I was going to ask you about that.
So anyone who wants to participate and host the time slot on Christmas Day, send me a DM on Twitter, and we'll start figuring out the schedules.
Yep, consider mine sent.
I'm gonna say this. No, it never happened. I wasn't there.
Yep, we know you weren't there last year.
I was, but I wasn't.
Oh, you were causing drama.
I'll tell you what.
Good times. A year later, we all hate each other now. Good times.
Stool was just being himself with somebody who hadn't met him yet.
Yeah.
I literally broke Christmas. I'm so sorry.
You did.
Yeah.
I broke Christmas.
It's okay. We're past all that. But so anyway, just to wrap it up here, I need to thank all my patron supporters, X of the Utah Outcast, Vonrick, Jenny, Ox, Robert X, the Lavender Lady, and Greg
Who the hell
Hardwick.
is that?
I don't know, but you've been hanging around for an awful long time.
I think I've heard a rumor that Vonrick is cool. Just saying.
Vonrick is cool. Vonrick, another one of those people who just sits in the side chat but helps out whenever he can.
I still have to give him a call because I have his phone number, but I've been sitting on it for so long. Oh my.
Can I just say as well?
And Junie, of course, in addition to supporting me, is the one who did this lovely, cute avatar for me. Which, I keep saying, I wish I could be that cute, but, this is more like maybe what I could have looked like if I had transitioned in my 20s.
Oh, tell me about that feeling. Yep.
So with that, then,
in your Christmas marathon,
sewing machines are atheists.
I sure will. I'm talking. Can I just say that I made you do my debut show on your Christmas marathon of rewriting the Bible, and it can't feel offended. At the end of the day, the Bible, the last rewrite of the Bible was 1998. It's been too long. It needs to be rewritten again.
If you want to do that, that would. That sounds like it would be a great addition to it. So this year Christmas Eve is on Friday. So yeah, we'll be running from Friday through Saturday.
Purple.
Awesome.
Purple. I'm scared already because you know what happened last year.
Yeah, I know. We'll deal with that privately.
Yeah, I'll have to see how the dialysis schedule works out because for both Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Well, that's the big thing is anyone who wants a specific time slot, let me know early. And after that, we'll just be filling in the gaps with whoever still is around.
Two things to say. I have no idea what the hell is going to happen with my life at Christmas. Literally no idea. But I totally wish you all well, obviously. And I hope you all have a happy Christmas and a Merry New Year and all that crap. In case I don't see you.
And at the last minute, we've got somebody new here. Just as we're signing off.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Godless Sewing. Go check out the Godless Sewing channel.
This is a wonderful thing because this is like being 14 years old on the phone. Who's going to hang up first?
Godless Sewing.
Okay. Well, with that, I'm about to hit the button. So good night, everyone.
Good night.
Also.